711, a group of Arab warriors invaded the Iberian Peninsula and took control of most of its land. Over the next 800 years, small Christian kingdoms developed in the northern part of the peninsula and slowly began to reconquer territories from the Arabs.
Periods of peace and war alternated and diverse alliances were formed, but more and more the Christian kingdoms became united by conquest, treaties or marriages, and managed to occupy cities previously developed and held by Muslim rulers.
Century, the marriage of Isabella of Castilla and Fernando of Aragon, known as los Reyes Católicos or the Catholic monarchs, united most of the peninsula under their rule. In 1492, they occupied the last remaining Muslim kingdom and took over the magnificent city of Granada in Andalusia.
The Muslim ruler of the city fled to nearby Morocco, 70 miles away on the northern coast of Africa, a desert region very different from the rich farmland of Andalus and Andalusia.
Century, Jewish people had lived on the peninsula after the Arab invasion. Some Jews lived in Christian kingdoms, but many lived in Muslim cities.
The Moors or Muslim rulers were not the only tolerant of the Jewish people, but also charged them lower taxes than the Christians did. After the conquest of the Granada, the Catholic monarchs were afraid that the Jews would aid the Moors in recapturing Granada.
Ultimately, they ordered all Jews remaining on the peninsula to convert to Catholicism or be expelled. Some Jewish people were willing to convert. For them, religion was more a matter of tradition and culture than deep faith.
Some of them and their descendants became so zealous in their new faith that they became Catholic priests and nuns. One of the greatest saints of the Catholic Church, poet and mystic Santa Teresa of Avila, was descended from converts.
For other Jews, the idea of leaving their homeland was too painful to endure, yet they were not willing to change their beliefs.
They decided to keep their beliefs to themselves, though until they accepted baptism and attended Catholic masses in their hearts and in the privacy of their homes, they continued being true to their Jewish faith.
Those Jewish people who considered their religion essential to their being refused to convert. They made the painful choice to leave their homeland and home and all their possessions behind.
The expulsion of the Jews had terrible consequences for the Spain. To determine whether their conversions were genuine, the great Inquisitor Torquemada, descended from converts himself, led the Inquisition of Spain, committing great injustice and crimes against the Jews.
By expelling the Jews, Spain also lost some of its most creative and educated people. Spain once had great scientists, doctors, philosophers, and writers of Jewish ancestry. After 1492, they scattered through the world in different areas of the Mediterranean and Europe.
The Jews who left Spain are known as Sephardic. They took with them memories of the land where they lived. For generations, the language they had spoken there and the song they had sung, although Sephardic people settled in many places and learned the languages of their new countries, they maintained Ladino as the language of their home and prayer.
Ladino incorporates some words from other languages, but it remains essentially the Spanish language of the 15th century, very close to the language Cervantes spoke. Today in Toledo, Spain, the Brasileiro Synagogue and Sephardic museums are the reservations of the Sephardic culture.
Created using Powtoon.